Now we come to one of the biggest movie stories of the year, Heaven's Gate, the $36 million Western with a message that was first released last November in New York City, where it was thoroughly roasted by critics there and then pulled from release after only 1 week's run, pulled to be re-edited from its running time of more than 3.5 hours. I saw the long version of the film in New York back in November, and it was pretty much of a mess. Bad sound, confusing characters and locations. Now, however, the film's been cut by 40%. It runs 2 hours and 18 minutes, and it's still a turkey.
Hi everyone, I'm Mike.
And I'm Dan.
Welcome back to one of our video one-shots. Dan, this is your revenge, I suppose, the revenge of Dan, where you told me to do a one-shot, you're not going to tell me what it's about, and you're going to spring it all on me right now.
You did a one-shot recently about the man in the iron mask, and I'm gonna see that bet, and I'm gonna raise it. All right, I'm going to tell you the name of a movie, and I want you to tell me everything you know about this movie, even if you haven't seen it. I don't think you've seen it. I don't think you've seen it, but everything you know about this movie. You ready? 1980, Heaven's Gate.
I know that it's supposedly a Hollywood tragedy. And from the perspective of unbelievably wasted money, pretentious ideas about movies that didn't quite pan out. As star-studded as you could possibly get. I believe that one review said it was about an hour and a half too long. But that's all I know about it. I've never seen it.
All right, good. This is going to work. So what I am holding in my hand right now is the Criterion edition of Michael Cimino's Heaven's Gate, which is the way he wanted it cut. I had a time yesterday to watch this movie, and I watched it, and it is so great. This is such a great, great movie. And it's not like when you hear about Cleopatra and it's supposed to be terrible, and then you watch it and go, this isn't so bad, or Ishtar, which is supposed to be really terrible and is really terrible. This is an unbelievably great movie. I bought this during COVID, put it on my shelf, and I just had the time because you need 3 hours and 45 minutes to watch it. No one was home. I put it on. We spend so much of our lives watching movies saying, when is this going to get good? I kept waiting for it to get good. I kept waiting for this to get bad, and it didn't. It kept getting better and better and better. You know what this movie's about?
I have not the faintest clue what it's about.
It's about the Johnson County War, which is a real thing that happened, and the characters are all real people. It happened in Wyoming in about 1890, where an association of cattle barons were upset that too many immigrants from like Eastern Europe were coming onto their land and stealing their cattle, and they decide they're going to teach them a lesson and make a death list with 125 of their names on it, and they're going to hire these people and go out and murder them.
Question: isn't that like the reverse plot of Shane?
Isn't
it Shane from the perspective of the guys in the saloon?
It is, except that it's and like you said, everybody's in it. So you have Sam Waterston is the leader of the bad association with his smarmy little mustache. It's unbelievable. So the lead is Chris Christopherson. I have no idea. I mean, I had no idea because what happened with this film, how he did not become an A-list movie star after this movie. He's the only name over the titles. You know, Chris Christopherson in Heaven's Gate. He's unbelievably great. He's like the marshal who's out there in Wyoming trying to like make things right. But he's in it. He's in it. John Hurt's in it. Brad Dourif, Joseph Cotton, Christopher Walken.
I like Joseph Cotton.
Mickey Rourke in a little bit. Jeff Bridges, Isabel Huppert. I mean, everybody and their grandmother is in this movie. It is beautiful. The music is unbelievable, and when you watch the documentary on Criterion, you can see how they remastered it. And a lot of times you see these remastered movies and there's really not much of a change. It's night and day. When you read the original reviews, which I did last night, they'll say like it's too like there's sand everywhere and the colors are all washed out. When you see the restoration demo and what they did to get this movie right, it's unbelievable. It's a great sprawling story about the promise of America, the problems of America. I can't say enough about it. It's 3 hours and 45 minutes. I would not cut a frame. And it's funny because it's on 2 discs, right? So you get done with the first disc and it's 2 hours and it says, please insert disc 2. And then you put in, and then there's another hour and 45-minute movie for you to watch.
But what? Okay, so question, what happened then?
What happened with the film? Because I think, from my understanding, I haven't read Final Cut, the book about it, but there's a new book coming out that's out now, a new biography of Michael Cimino, that kind of tries to like give him another fair shake on this. What happened was, I think it was a pile-on, is that he had so much success with the Deer Hunter, and he was such a golden child. They said, sure, you can do whatever you want. And you could see the money. He wanted every scene to be absolutely authentic. So there were times where I was looking around a street scene, and you could look at any random person, and that what that person is wearing is correct down to the cloth. You know, down. I know that they had handkerchiefs and pocket watches that the viewer can't see, that I'm sure they were period authentic. The mud is perfect, everything is perfect, and you could see how much money that costs.
And is that the only reason the studio didn't like it?
I think it cost so much. I mean, I know that people say it almost bankrupted United Artists, and if it weren't for Your Eyes Only, the James Bond movie, they would have totally tanked. But I mean, it cost something like $36 million then, but the money's all on the screen. You know, God bless him. At least he tried to do something different. And we have to do this movie as a real movie. Like, we have to talk about it.
I'll give you the Deer Hunter, and I will watch Heaven's Gate.
Yeah, it's great. And you know, I thought this was a big controversial opinion of mine, but it turns out if you go on Letterboxd, you know, there's a lot of people who are big supporters of this film. So I came late to the party. I came late to the Heaven's Gate party, but I am here and I'm at this party, you know, ready to put a lampshade on my head for this movie. That's how much I'm into the Heaven's Gate party.
All right, you're on.
Thanks for listening, everybody. You can follow us on Twitter at 15MINFilm. Please subscribe to the show. Follow us on Letterboxd. Let us know what we should watch next. Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.